Now at 9, Quapaw Heyday celebrates the town's legacy. Plus, Oktoberfest in Carthage kicks off the Maple Leaf Festival. For female derby takes place in Neosho.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Elise Noe. An Oklahoma community is in mourning over the loss of a dear friend. The family of beloved school crossing guard Daniel Lusky say Mr. Dan will be taken off life support this weekend. Kylie Thomas has the story.
For me, it felt like a gut punch.
On Wednesday, Enid's crossing guard known as Mr. Dan was hit by a pickup truck as school let out. The driver telling police he couldn't see because of the sun. Today, family posting online that Dan's brain injury is too catastrophic and he will be taken off life support Saturday.
I don't know one single person that would have an unkind thing to say about Dan Lusky. Would have loved to have had an opportunity to hug his neck one more time.
We ate pizza together about 2 weeks ago with the leadership of the church, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad that we had that time together.
The loss being felt everywhere, but especially in Enid, where Dan spent his life protecting and serving kids.
Every time I'd see him, I'd try waving at him, but he wouldn't even notice me because that's how focused he was on his job. He took it very seriously, and the kid's safety was the most important to him.
If he was here with us right now, he would go, yeah, I wouldn't do anything different. I would serve my community with love and with compassion and care, the way that Jesus would.
The driver of the truck that hit Lusky was arrested at the scene. It's not clear if the driver would face upgraded charges when Lusky is taken off life support. Meanwhile, Lusky's family say he is an organ donor and there are few matches. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us for a first look at weather.
All right, we had lots of clouds today across the 4 states. Of course, that inhibited the eclipse watching in the 4 states, with a few areas getting a little peek of sun. And we're still going to be dealing with the clouds in the overnight hours. Radars are all clear right now, but we do expect some light showers and some sprinkles to develop in the overnight hours as temperatures drop from the 50s down into the upper 40s by tomorrow morning. So if you're heading out to service in the morning, just know that there's going to be lots of clouds out there and a temperature of around 49 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. And then as you head home from service, around 56 degrees with mostly cloudy skies with maybe a peek or two of sun. Looking down the lane, we had those sprinkles tonight, a cool Sunday, and then a slow warm up as we begin the work week, and then maybe some thunder showers on Thursday. And I'll have more details on that coming up in just a little bit.
We'll see you soon, Sam. The 5th annual Fall Festival in Pineville, Missouri took place today at the Pineville Town Square. This family-friendly event featured food, music, giveaways, and vendors. There was also a pet costume contest to get into the Halloween spirit and a bounce house for the kids.
So this is our 5th one, and we started this 5 years ago with just didn't really know what it might end up like, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year.
Locals were able to enjoy the festival from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Quapaw Hay Days also took place today as locals celebrate the town's legacy. Quapaw was once the hay capital of the U.S., and Hay Days invited hundreds of local residents to enjoy fall festivities. Quapaw Public Schools put on the event that featured family-friendly fun like scavenger hunts, lip sync battles, and a basketball tournament.
I'm just seeing the community involvement, seeing all the kids running around having a good time, and just bringing the community together.
The festivities began at 10 a.m. and wrapped up around 3 p.m. at Quapaw schools. Blocktober took place today in downtown Galena. The event featured multiple vendors, games, food trucks, and bouncy houses. Some of the proceeds will go toward building a splash pad for the city of Galena. It cost about $120,000, and they are quickly approaching their goal.
So if you haven't been to Galena lately, we are growing. We are crazy growing. It's amazing here. We've got a lot of events happening, a lot of traffic coming to our town, a lot of new stores coming in. We are just growing. So the events like this just make us bigger and better. So we're kind of the place to be.
Later in the evening, they also had live music from Big Smitty, a beer garden, and a pumpkin decorating contest. The Maple Leaf Festival Week kicks off at Central Park in Carthage with Oktoberfest. The week-long festivities include live music, vendors, and a baby show today. Throughout the rest of the week, there's going to be a chili cook-off, a chicken pageant, and even a night of worship on Wednesday.
It supports the community and supports all of the businesses with showcasing all of our businesses who support Carthage in general. So this festival gives back. It was started from the high school with a band competition that they have, and it's just evolved over the years.
For more information or their full list of events, you can visit carthagechamber.com. The Neosho National Fish Hatchery hosted its fabulous fall fishing for females. This is the hatchery's second annual Ladies Only Fishing Derby. The event began at 9 a.m. and ended at 12 p.m. and was open to women 18 years old or older.
I believe there were 52 million people in the United States who participated in outdoor recreation fishing, some form of fishing. Of that, only 37% were female. So we decided last year to do something about that, and we had our first ever women's fishing derby.
For the derby, there was a 4 trout limit and no catch and release. At Fort Scott High School, their thespians held their annual tea party. Attendees are encouraged to dress up in their favorite costumes and enjoy crafts, food, and activities. This year, they added multiple new characters, including Tarzan and Jane, Captain Hook, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, as well as the Teen Titans.
We have students who really enjoy playing certain characters, especially year after year, and then some of them, when they graduate, they kind of pass that character on down to someone else who's coming up. Every year we usually add a couple of characters, so now we're at 14 different tables.
Tickets were $5 per child and could be purchased online or at the door. Coming up, the perfect remedy to heal a broken heart. Do you know how long you will live after you retire? A recent survey suggests many don't, especially men. And as a result, they may be ill-prepared for retirement. Researchers at the TIAA Institute and the Global Financial Literacy Excellence Center surveyed more than 3,500 adults. They were asked how long will a 65-year-old live on average in the U.S. According to the survey, only 1/3 of men gave the right answer, which was 19 more years for men. New research shows more young and middle-aged women are being diagnosed with lung cancer at a higher rate than men, and scientists are struggling to understand why. The research was published this week in the journal JAMA Oncology. It found women ages 35 to 54 had been diagnosed with lung cancer at a higher rate than similarly aged men. Researchers hope studies showing gender disparities in lung cancer will make healthcare providers aware of how this disease affects women so that they can know what to watch out for. A doctor in Virginia has the perfect cure for a patient suffering from a broken heart. Fox's Taylor Rosari reports.
Oh, she makes me so happy. She makes me so happy.
Robin Sipe has built a very special bond with a new addition to her household, a kitten named Earlene, a name that carries a very special meaning.
The Lord sent me to Dr. Earl King, Sentara Hospital Pulmonology. Dr. King has saved my life at least 3 times.
Robin has had multiple problems with her lungs over the years that Dr. King has treated, but a different type of health issue arose at a recent appointment.
I was very, very sad. And Dr. King asked me why I was so sad. He was concerned about my overall well-being. And I told him that I had recently lost my beloved pet, Datura, a cat, and that I was very sad about her loss.
That's when Dr. King got creative.
I'd recommended that she proceed to get a new cat, and I actually wrote her a prescription to get a cat. Cats and dogs are important for patients. for comfort, for touch, for well-being of their cardiovascular health, lung health.
Robin says she left Dr. King's office that day and stopped at a farm to grab some produce. That's when she met little Erlene.
She's a three-legged kitten.
Erlene suffered an injury when she was born that caused her to lose most of one of her paws. And right away, Sipe knew it was an instant bond.
I live here alone, and she's a lot of company to me. She likes to play. I like to play. Get that doggy. Get that doggy. We do great. We love each other. We respect each other.
And as Erlene grows in her new home, Robin says she hopes to pay it forward with the same care Dr. King showed her.
He was compassionate. He was caring. He went the extra mile for me. And I hope that everyone can have a doctor in their life, just like Dr. Earl King.
Meteorologist Sam Lane is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, how Best Buy is handling their DVDs.
Well, we had a lot of clouds today across the area, and that kept temperatures down into the 50s. And also, unfortunately, it precluded a lot of people from being able to see the partial eclipse across our area. However, there was a few lucky individuals in our region. Here is the video taken by Brian Rogers down in Miami, Oklahoma at around noon, and you can see very clearly the sun being obscured by our moon. And so a few peaks of clouds or a few breaks in the clouds allowed that to be videoed this afternoon, but most folks did not get to see it in our area. Right now at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, things are looking pretty calm. And as I mentioned, it only stayed in the 50s today. 58 was the high after a start of 48, so we had a very short thermometer today. Of course, that was way below the normals of 72 and 49. And of course, we're still way behind on the rainfall. Right now in Joplin, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies with a temperature of 54 degrees, and it feels like 54 out there, even though we have a north-northwest wind at 12. You don't get the wind chill till about 45 degrees, 75% on the humidity. And temperatures across the region are still quite cool to chilly. 55 in Iola, Yates Center, and Chanute for some of the coolest readings. 57 in Nevada as well as Grove. 59 degrees, the warm spot over there in Nowata. You can see on the satellite view the clouds were really hanging tough across the entire four-state area today, and we're starting to see a little bit of energy drop down from eastern Nebraska. That is going to be moving to the south, and as it comes into our area later on tonight, we're going to see isolated light showers and sprinkles develop across our region, and you can see that in the rain forecast. Rain chances are a little bit below 20% and then decrease as we go through the day tomorrow as the clouds start to break up just a little bit. Rainfall amounts are not expected to be all that intense. In fact, generally less than 1/10 of an inch, most places even less than 5/100 with those scattered showers tonight. You can see that on the forecast. As we go through time, temperatures are going to remain in the 50s with north winds, but then as we go into the overnight hours, those scattered showers mainly to the north and east, with temperatures staying steady pretty much all night long. And by tomorrow morning, we're going to see temperatures in the 50s once again. Then tomorrow afternoon, notice we start to see the clouds breaking up just a little bit. That will allow temperatures to rise up into the upper 50s and lower 60s. And then as we go into Sunday night, mostly fair skies with temperatures dropping through the 40s all the way down into the 30s by the time we get into Monday morning. So we could see some patchy frost in some of the colder valleys. Then tomorrow afternoon, or Monday afternoon, I should say, temperatures in the low to mid 60s across the area. Here's that piece of energy dropping through tonight. That will swing on by. Then we have to wait till Thursday before the next storm system starts to move into the plain states, and that might introduce a chance of showers as we go into the forecast on Thursday. But in the meantime, it's going to be cool tomorrow with a high of 59, then a slow warming trend up until Thursday, and that's when that next chance of rain comes in. But next weekend, at least, looks perfect with temperatures in the lower 70s and lots of sunshine.
It does look perfect.
Yeah.
Today was a little too chilly for me.
I know, I had to wear a heavy coat out there. I was freezing to death. Yeah.
Thanks, Sam. Coming up, Israel at war.
As Israeli troops prepare for a potential ground offensive in Gaza, humanitarian agencies are urging them to spare civilian lives. I'm Mallory Rivera in Jerusalem with more on the war coming up.
Best Buy is saying goodbye to movie watching with physical disc. The consumer electronics retailer plans to phase out its DVD and Blu-ray sales by early 2024. Physical movie discs will be sold in stores and online as they are today through the holidays. A Best Buy spokesperson says, quote, making this change gives us more space and opportunity to bring customers new and innovative tech for them to explore, discover, and enjoy. If you're a fan of the Netflix show Squid Games and wanted to attempt an actual obstacle course, then you're in luck. Netflix will soon be opening locations that will allow fans to fully immerse themselves in their favorite Netflix shows. The company's vice president of consumer products made the announcement during an interview with Bloomberg this week. They'll be called Netflix House and will have rotating installations. Fans will not only be able to shop for themed products, but they will also be able to eat food based on a show and play some games too. It's National Dessert Day. We'll take a look at some desserts that is sure to make you want to celebrate. What's for dessert? It's an important question because today is National Dessert Day. There are, of course, a lot of desserts to choose from to complete your meal, from candies, pies, and ice cream to cookies, pastries, and cobblers to celebrate. You could order dessert first if you're going out, or if you're making your own complex souffle or perhaps a multi-layered cake, take a picture and share with your friends on social media. Remember to use the hashtag National Dessert Day. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. As attacks by Hamas rage on, people rally in support of Palestine. Rallies are popping up across the United States as Hamas continues to attack Israel. People are raising their voices in support for the people of Palestine. Fox's Jeff Lindblom tells us their story.
Earlier today at City Hall, hundreds gathered to march and rally in a show of support for Palestinians. Many voicing their frustrations. Here's their message.
Give people their justice. Humanitarian crisis that hasn't been seen in decades. We're here to protest that. We're here to show that we care for the Palestinian people.
Thousands of miles away from the war in the Middle East.
It's a disaster.
People in Portland came together as a sign of solidarity for Palestinians who are caught in the middle.
It's just a clear message and peaceful message for people in here in Portland that we need help from all over the world to look at us and give us the freedom we deserve.
Please free the people of Palestine.
Sharing a range of emotions.
Frustration doesn't even begin to capture what I feel anymore. At this point, it's just disappointment with the wider world in general.
And a message.
All we want is peace. And they show us as a terrorist, we show us as bad people, but we are only peaceful people. We just want peace for everybody, and we want to live in peace. That's all we want. Whatever I'm asking for is whatever any person, human being, will be asking for.
And as the crowd swelled to hundreds of people, the march spilled into the evening rush hour traffic downtown. With the dozens of Palestinian supporters standing side by side came a sense of affirmation and a continued hope for understanding.
It shows that it's no longer a taboo to openly side with Palestine and human rights for that matter, and I'm just glad that more people are speaking out about it and coming out and forced to show their support for Palestine and human rights in general.
As a human, not even as a native Palestinian, I feel like people should stand to stop that attack and help people to get the immediate relief.
Free Palestine! And I have a lot of Palestinian friends, and via group chats and everything, it's just heartbreaking hearing what their family's going through right now.
I ask all the nations to stand up for Palestine.
Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us for another look at the forecast.
All right, thank you very much. We've had a lot of clouds today, and that kept temperatures in the 50s. A very cool day this afternoon. And now we're watching a piece of energy dropping down through eastern Nebraska. That's going to have a possibility of producing some light rain showers and mainly sprinkles in the overnight hours. You can see those scattered showers now in eastern Nebraska. That is moving southward and will take its time in getting here. So we're going to be looking at temperatures tonight in the 50s with mostly cloudy skies. Again, with those scattered sprinkles around, a temperature of about 47 degrees for the low. So if you're heading out to service in the morning, we're expecting temperature of around 49 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Then as services end and you head home, around 56 degrees at lunchtime with mostly cloudy skies. We'll see a peak or two of sun as we go through the afternoon. And looking down the lane, we're going to have sprinkles tonight, a cool Sunday with a slow warm up in our forecast and maybe some rain on Thursday. And of course, I'll tell you all about that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Sam. As Israel readies a potential ground invasion of Gaza, the mass exodus of people living there is creating a situation that's quickly developing into a crisis. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera has that story.
It's been 1 week since Hamas's surprise attack against Israel. As the country prepares for the next military phase of the war, the UN is warning of a growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where an initial window for civilians to evacuate to the southern part of the Strip has ended. 2 days after the Israeli military called for Gazans to evacuate, hundreds of thousands are heeding that warning. The roads south packed with people trying to get out ahead of an expected ground invasion by Israel. Gaza is home to more than 2 million people. With the borders blockaded and Gaza City bombarded by constant airstrikes, Israel's neighbors are condemning the siege as a war crime.
It is a collective punishment that the international community cannot remain silent about, including food, medicine, and fuel to the people of Gaza.
The UN says nearly half of Gaza's population has been displaced and water is running out. International aid groups say the crisis will get worse, with Israel blocking the delivery of supplies from Egypt.
Life here is bad. There are no basics of life and nothing. Since we came here, our family has not had any food, no water, or anything yet.
Israel maintains it's doing the right thing by giving Gazans plenty of warning. It has long accused Hamas of using Palestinians as human shields.
We didn't put those civilians there. They are not our enemy. We are not trying to kill or injure any civilians. We are fighting against Hamas. That needs to be abundantly clear.
Meanwhile, Israel is readying its forces, calling up some 360,000 military reserves and massing troops and tanks along the border. Israeli troops and Lebanon's Hezbollah militant group are exchanging more fire in the northern part of the country, raising fears that this conflict could spread. In Jerusalem, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Still ahead, a new degree for influencers.
If you ever had dreams of being a viral sensation, you could soon learn how to get there with a first ever college degree in influencing. I'm Caroline Shively in Washington with that story coming up.
Well, friends, it was a little bit chilly out there today with lots of clouds and temperatures stuck in the 50s with the northwest wind made it feel a little bit chilly out there. And we're still looking at chilly conditions tonight. Some folks did get a chance to see the eclipse, though, in Miami, Oklahoma, Ottawa County. Brian Rogers shot this video and showing that eclipse this afternoon at around lunchtime. But unfortunately, most of us did not get a chance to see it. Maybe we'll have a chance in April when we get to see a total solar eclipse nearby. Right now, looking at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort in Seneca, Missouri, things are looking pretty nice. This afternoon, we made it up to 58 after starting out at 48, so a very short thermometer today with only a 10-degree range. And of course, that was way below the normals of 72 and 49. At least we're ahead on the rainfall for the month, but we're still way behind for the year and probably will end up that way. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-50s for the most part, like 55, a very popular number. Iola, Lamar, Carthage, Monette, Neosho, all with 55. A little bit warmer in Nowata, though, where they're currently sitting at 59. Satellite view shows the clouds really socked in across the four-state area today, and now we have a little piece of energy rolling through eastern Nebraska. That is moving to the south, and as that comes by tonight and in the early morning hours, we could see an increase in some shower and rain chances, and you can see that in our forecast. But then after that wave passes by, rain chances are going to go back down close to zero as we end up in the forecast. Rainfall amounts are not expected to be all that intense with that little piece of energy, generally around 5/100ths or less, and most of that will be to the north and east of the metro area. But we'll see a few sprinkles around. Temperatures will remain in the 50s tonight with northerly winds. Then as we go through the overnight hours, you can see those showers mainly off towards the east, with readings generally right around 50 degrees or in the upper 40s in some locations tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see breaks in the clouds a little bit with temperatures in the low 60s and upper 50s off towards the east. Then as we go into the evening hours, temperatures will start to fall as we see more clouds breaking up with temperatures dropping into the 40s by tomorrow night. Then as we go into Monday morning, we're going to see lows in the 30s. So we could see some frost, especially down to the south and east with Pineville with 35 degrees. And then Monday afternoon, we're looking at temperatures rebounding into the lower 60s with northwesterly winds. Here's that piece of energy tonight that's going to be moving pretty quickly off to the north and east. Then we'll have a ridge of high pressure build in for a few days. Then here comes the next storm system arriving in time for the middle part of the week. So here's the forecast. Tomorrow, 59 after a few morning sprinkles, and then Monday, 63, and then warmer as we head into Wednesday with a high of 72. Then that chance of rain on Thursday, but look at next weekend. Perfect. Temperatures in the low 70s for highs, lots of sunshine, and lows in the 40s. So I think next weekend's going to be a little bit better than this weekend.
Low 70s in October.
I know. It's going to be nice. Yeah,
really
perfect.
Nice. Thanks, Sam. Coming up in sports, highlights and scores from playoff softball around the area. Plus, the third-ranked Pittsburgh State takes its 6-0 record on the road to Joplin. John Dales has highlights from that game and more up next.
Pitt State football is 6-0 entering today. The third-ranked Gorillas have a matchup against Missouri Southern in Joplin, and the Lions would love nothing more than to spoil PSU's currently perfect season. Gorillas have won 27 of the last 28 meetings against the Lions. They're 6-0, Lions hoping for a big upset. First drive of the game, Chad Dodson dropping back. He's got all sorts of time. Checks it down to Antoine Squire, who makes a couple of guys miss and picks up 20. Later in the drive, Squire again, this time on the handoff, sidesteps a couple defenders and scores. 7-0 early Gorillas lead. PSU up 14-0. Their defensive backfield was all over the place in this one, and with Southern driving, Luke Sampson airs it out deep. Rico Payton is there, stepping in front for the interception, keeps it at 14-0. Later in the second quarter, MSSU with the ball in Gorilla territory again, but Cole Sample reaches out, knocks the ball free from Javion Marlowe, and the Gorillas fall on it. That's another turnover caused by the Pitt State defense. Right before halftime, Lions need a score. Check out that catch by Deontay Campbell. Sticks out one hand to grab it. Big time momentum. It's 14-7 into the locker rooms. Start of the third quarter though, Gorillas get momentum right back. Cleo Chandler takes the direct snap, goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Pitt State up 21-7. It's 28-7 in the fourth. Lions need some points in a hurry. Sampson goes deep. His pass tipped and intercepted. Dominique Shellman tips it. Jasper Ogburn gets the pick. MSSU with a late push, just under 3 minutes left. Sampson goes over the middle to Campbell. The big tight end shakes off a couple of tackles, gets into the end zone for his second touchdown of the day. That cut the deficit to 10. Too big of a lead to surmount though. The Gorillas win 31-21 on a day where they rushed for 272 yards as a team.
I feel like I performed well. Of course, I wouldn't be able to perform the way I performed if it wasn't for my O-line. We've been grinding all week, and we've been talking about just fast starts all week, and the O-line came out and did that. So my performance wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for my O-line. So
yeah, it was to establish the run game and play a little bit more up tempo and try to keep those guys on their heels. I think that we're going to get everybody's best shot, certainly, and we kept it a close game for the entire game and gotten our way a little bit.
Over to local softball, the district playoffs continue this afternoon. Carthage opened the Class 5 District 7 tournament with a 10-6 win over Joplin. That was on Thursday. The Tigers take on top-seeded Ray-Pec today with a trip to the district title game on the line. Carthage facing Ray-Pec. District semifinals winner goes to the championships. Starting in the bottom of the second inning, Carthage catcher Brooklyn Dolan Main throws down to second. Ashlyn Brust is there, who throws to first. They get the runner out. Nice defensive play, keeps it scoreless. On the other side, Kelsey Donaldson, one of the top pitchers in the state. She was really tough to stop in this one. Strikes out the side in the third. She finished the game with 15 strikeouts. Tough to get on base against that. Bottom of the fourth, runner gets caught in a pickle again here, but the throw down to second is wide. It goes into center. Ray Peck comes in to score. It's 1-0 Panthers. Later in that inning, Carthage in a jam. Get what they needed though. Jenna Calhoun, ground step on third, throw to first, double play, get out of the inning. Bottom of the fifth now. Check out this play. Ashlyn Brust over at short, dives for that catch. Unbelievable stop. Carthage keeping up with Ray Peck. So bottom of the sixth now, 2 runners in scoring position. Fly ball, center field. Lexi Youngblood camps underneath, makes the catch, throws home to try to get the runner tagging up, and she got her. Tigers get out of a jam there. Still have a shot. We're into the seventh. Carthage looking for its first hit. 2 outs in the seventh. Kelsey Donaldson shuts the door. She was unhittable. Throws a perfect game. Ray Peck beats Carthage 1-0 and ends the Tigers season. Now Ray Peck will see Neosho in that district championship game. The Lady Wildcats pull off an incredible comeback in the late stages of today's district semifinal against Lee Summit West. They were trailing by 3 in the bottom of the seventh. Carly Kinnard hits a home run to tie it in that inning. The next inning, she hits a walk-off homer. Over to the Class 4 District 7 tournament, Nevada is headed to the championship game after obliterating Carl Junction 15-zip. Game gets called after just 4 innings. This comes after the Lady Tigers beat Raytown South 18-0 in 3 innings in the quarterfinals on Thursday. And the Lady Tigers' opponent in that championship game will be Webb City. The Lady Cardinals take down Belton 6-2 this afternoon. They're on to the finals. Webb City and Nevada have played each other twice in the regular season. The Lady Tigers won both of those 5-1 and 3-0. That's all for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Social media influencer is a fun little side hustle for many, but can it be a career? At least one college thinks so and is offering a degree to teach students how to navigate their way through the fast-changing social media world and how to turn it into a livelihood too. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively has the story from Washington.
Parents often say to their kids, get off the phone, but maybe more phone time is good. Long thought of as a lifestyle, social media influencing is becoming an actual career choice for many young people. Southeast Technological University in Ireland is even offering a first-of-its-kind bachelor's degree in influencing.
If you want to be an influencer or work for yourself, you have to understand how to be that manager of your own finances and ideas as well. Nationally, career guidance experts now are saying to young people, having a job, working as a YouTuber, it's a legitimate job. It's a career and it has prospects.
A few dozen students will be enrolled next year, and the earning potential could be worth it. Everyone wants their piece of the pie.
Brands are putting a lot more of their marketing dollars into influencer partnerships and content creation, and they're really seeing a value in that.
Maddie Smith quit her job at a plush real estate firm to pursue influencing full-time. Last year, she made 6 figures, and she's only 25 years old. Her account, DMV Food Finds, chronicles her every move, from her gym routines to hangouts at her favorite spots. She likes that people can now study about influencing in college.
I think it's a great idea because the industry has expanded a ton.
Not everyone agrees.
I have to kind of be a con on that.
Lori Collins, aka DC City Girl, became an influencer sort of by accident, capturing pretty landscapes around town. She thinks the world of social media moves too fast to be learned in 4 years.
Instagram right now is really big on Reels. 4 years from now, they may not even be in business.
Right now, the global influencing industry is generating about $20 billion and growing. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Up next, we take a look at how the entertainment industry is showing support to Israel. The entertainment industry voiced their support for Israel, Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling's first post-Barbie reunion, and more. Fox's Kristen Goodwin has the latest in the Hollywood Nation.
This doesn't make sense.
Stone gets cursed. Robbie reteams with Gosling, and stars take a stand in the Hollywood Nation. Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Jerry Seinfeld are among more than 700 celebrities and entertainment executives showing their support for Israel. They signed an open letter condemning Hamas and demanding for the safe return of hostages. The letter, which was released by the nonprofit Creative Community for Peace, also calls on the industry to not share misinformation about the war. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are reteaming for a new project. After bringing their star power to the billion-dollar Barbie movie, the duo will reunite for Warner Brothers' upcoming Ocean's 11 prequel. The film's producer, Josie McNamara, confirmed the news in an interview with Games Radar, adding he hopes it's the start of more collaborations between the two stars.
My name is Willy Wonka.
Speaking of Warner Brothers, the studio released an extended look at Wonka featuring Timothée Chalamet as the iconic candy maven. The new footage expands on the origin story of Willy Wonka and his first encounter with Hugh Grant's Oompa Loompa. The musical arrives in theaters December 15th.
This doesn't make sense.
And Showtime dropped the first trailer to Emma Stone's new series, The Curse. She stars alongside Nathan Fielder as a newly married couple whose relationship and home improvement show is affected when they become cursed by a little girl. It premieres on streaming and on demand on Showtime and Paramount Plus November 10th, followed by its debut on the network November 12th.
Maybe this is all happening for a reason.
In Hollywood, Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Well, it's certainly a chilly one out there today.
It was. I had to have a heavy jacket out there this morning.
Too.
Yeah, and the wind was really cutting, and we had mostly cloudy skies. And we're going to see those clouds tomorrow again, but we're going to see a few breaks with a high of 59, then warming up as we head towards the middle part of next week, but then another shot of showers as we head towards Thursday. But next weekend looks perfect with highs in the low 70s and lows in the 40s.
That 73 is like the perfect weather.
I know, it's
perfect.
Perfect.
All right, that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of swans in Florida rounding up for a health check. We'll see you back here next time. Thanks for making us part of your night.